All right, it is your boy Big Mike here. Big Mike's Open Mic. We always have some of the best comedians coming to town, and we're back at one time because this weekend, Comedy Works South at the Landmark. We got Monty Franklin. How you doing, Monty?
I'm good. How are you?
Well, I'm doing good. On my way here, I had about 3 or 4 coworkers just very excited you were here. I guess there was some eye-to-eye contact, or it was the accent, but a lot of the women in the hallways are happy you're here. So thank you for being here, Monty.
Makes me sound like a pervert, but I swear I haven't been leering around the office just staring at women.
My coworker Tracy has never said, I'm going to walk out and see if I can see him again. So I might have to take you over to the studio to introduce you after this, guys.
All right, fair enough. I'm single. Let's do it. Take me around.
How are you doing, man?
I'm good. It's good to be back here in Colorado. Did I pronounce that correctly?
I mean, I think you pronounce it just fine. It's the first time I've heard it pronounced that way.
Yeah, it's the first time I think I've done it that way.
Give it a little Australian kick right there.
Colorado.
And I mean, this is part of a world tour.
Yes,
a world tour.
Yeah, I've gone obnoxious this year. It goes till February. I'm doing Canada, Europe, Asia, New Zealand, Australia, and of course, Denver.
Now, so when we have a lot of comedians here in America, they always are talking about Comedy Works and how great of a club is. When from the international side, coming from Australia, like when you see Denver, is it the same reaction?
Denver Comedy Works is the best comedy club in the world.
Oh, wow.
There, and I've said it, and it's not just me who says it. There's other international comedians. The reason is because the club is great, the people who come are unreal, the way they treat you here is fantastic, and the place to be in is awesome. So that ticks every box as a comedian that you want to be in. You look forward to this one all year. This is the best weekend of the year.
Now, I'm not going to watch Lil Mike's Open Mic in Chattanooga, and you're going to be saying the same thing about their comedy clubs.
I do. I love Chattanooga. This is the greatest place, the greatest comedy club on earth. No.
The
only one that rivals it is San Diego, the Comedy Store there. But honestly, the Comedy Works and the way they treat you, and Wendy and Mel here, they're just legends, absolute legends.
She recommended we did this pantsless, so I mean, watch out for Mel.
She yelled that aggressively too.
Yes, like pantsless interview.
Take your pants off.
Man, so it's okay. We love Mel. We love Mel. So tell people about you, man. So you're from Australia. Is that where you started doing comedy?
I did. I've done stand-up for 20 years, did 10 in Australia, and I had TV shows and radio shows and everything there, but then I moved over here to America to live the American dream.
Okay.
You know? And I've been touring your country. I've been 43 states now.
Oh, wow.
That's a lot, right?
More than most Americans.
Yeah. So, and I've got to see, and all the weird towns too, like not just the major ones. I've been to Dayton, Ohio, 4 times.
I mean, now that you've done almost all out of those that are remaining, the states, is there one that you're hoping to visit next?
Alaska.
Alaska. Okay, cool.
I think I'd like to do a cruise up there and just check it out. I mean, the idea of going up and seeing all the wilderness and stuff in Alaska is pretty cool.
Yeah.
I've done Hawaii. I'm doing a show in Hawaii in a few months, but Alaska would be pretty cool.
They usually have comedians on those cruises too, so just have them pay for the whole thing. You might as well just get it for
Comedy
free.
Cruise is a bit different.
Are they? Different crowds?
Bit.
Not as good as Comedy Works and Comedy Works
Absolutely not. In fact, Comedy Works should do a comedy cruise, and then I'll be on there.
There's a new idea right there, Mel. So coming to here, is sense of humor, I know here comedians when they're traveling around the United States, they talk about, sense of humor is different in the South. Is there a big jump from sense of humor Australia versus America, or at least parts of America that you see, or is humor just universal?
You know what? If you're good enough, humor's universal, and you can find the way to find the funny in any place that you go to. I did a show in Berlin, and no one spoke English, but they were learning English, and they knew how to speak it enough to listen.
Yeah.
But you slow it down, you talk, you find a way.
Facial expression heavy.
Yeah. I basically was doing mine, but no. Americans are all fun. They all just want to have a good time. They just want to have a release from their lives and come out and enjoy themselves for an hour. I don't like talking about politics. You hear enough about that in your own life and work, and you've got to worry about HR in your work environment. So just come and forget all that and have a drink and listen to an Australian dickhead talk about his life. It's really it's not that hard.
Yeah. Well, again, judging by the conversation in the hallway, they're loving the accent. So just come and laugh and just enjoy.
Yeah.
The voice.
That's
of
what
Monty.
Comedy is. You're meant to just escape. and enjoy yourself and forget about all your everything. Forget about Steve from accounts, all right?
Freaking Steve.
Yeah.
Everybody has a Steve from accounts. Man, that's crazy.
I've got one and I'm not even in an office.
Exactly.
I know, Steve. Get out of it.
So I see, typically like when we have people stop by, they'll be like, are you working on a movie right now? Is that what's going on with that? Is it about emus or about the emu war?
Don't make me look, it's emu. Right? We've talked about this.
Oh gosh.
Yeah. Americans, I need to teach you. It's not emu. No.
Emu.
No, there's no cow noise in there. Don't go emu. It's emu, like museum. Museum.
Okay.
So emu.
If I'm not learning something new during this segment, I'm not doing it right.
Yeah,
So
I'll get everyone in this country saying it right eventually.
Emu.
But it's called the Great Emu War. So this is a true story. In 1932, the Australian government went to war with the emus, and what happened? There was 20,000 emus, which is large flightless bird in Australia, by the way. They were running through an area of
talons. Yeah.
Yeah. They're very dinosaur-like, and they were running through an area in Western Australia, tearing up crops. So the army was called in with tanks and machine guns, went to war with the emus, and they lost. So the emus were too fast. They ran circles around the army.
Yeah.
So we tried again in 1945 and lost again. So we lost twice to the birds.
Oh, man.
And so, yes, I'm doing a movie with Rob Schneider, John Cleese, Jim Jeffries is in it.
Wow.
And there's a bunch of other great actors and actresses. But, we're filming that next year in Australia. And, we're just going to expose the greatest untold truth in Australia that we've tried to hide under the rug for so long.
The war that people just don't know about and they need to know about.
They need to know. The emu needs its chance to fly, man.
Exactly. Well, we want to thank you for making time for us. I have one thing that I need to ask from you. So this new segment, I have one, so you're going to be the second person to do this. Next time you come here, You'll be able to participate. I'm sure you've done so many interviews, and you get good questions, you get bad questions, funny questions. What I'm doing is I'm collecting questions from comedians, and I'm going to put all these questions together.
Oh, yeah.
And so we just had Tammy Pescatelli, and her question was, and also I'll ask you this first, and then I'll ask you if you can give me one for a future comedian. She's like, how do you balance the travel and like living a life? Because comedians, you guys have lives, families, and all that. Like, how do you get by and balance your life while being on the road so much?
You need, when you have the time, you need to remember that and not chase the work all the time. If you've got a week off, don't try and fill it with too much. Fill it with life, because otherwise all you're going to be talking about is airline food and hotel. Isn't it funny in hotels? Because it's all you're doing.
Yeah,
you need to go out and live. I just went on a surfing trip for 3.5 weeks in Indonesia around different islands so that I can live my life and have something to talk about. I didn't find anything to talk about, but I did go surfing.
But you got to break it.
Yeah.
All right. So if you can think of something, it doesn't have to be funny.
So
it could be good.
For the next comedian, is that what it is?
What I'm going to do is I'm just going to get a bucket with a bunch of questions. But since I just started this, so if you have a question you could give me that you would, if you were interviewing a comedian, what would you ask them? Or if you ever had a good or bad question in the past, whatever.
It depends, but it depends who I'm asking. If I'm asking an established comedian, I'd ask a different question than a new comedian.
Okay.
So I'm going to go with an established comedian for this question. Okay. Tell me, I want to know when the turning point for you was, where you went from trying to do this to really realizing, I'm doing this.
Okay.
Because there's a turning point. Everyone's got one, and everyone's got a good story. But they usually keep it to themselves because it's usually a private a moment where you go, I've got this.
Right.
And that's something that I'd like to know from, Jim Carrey or, big acts like that when they go, I've got this.
100%.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for that. We're going to add that to the bucket a year from now. I hope you don't pick that question. I hope you get somebody else's, one of those established comedians' questions. This weekend, Comedy Works Out, the Landmark. Get your tickets, comedyworks.com. Monty Franklin, thank you so much, man.
Thank you.